against Utah and playing with only 6 available players kind of galvanize a team. Can that be kind of a rallying point for you guys going forward at all?
I thought it was a pretty impressive performance, I think it just shows how much fight this team has and how talented we are, how deep we are. I just thought there was so much pride, being taken place on the court in those 2 sets, and just kind of having their teammates back, and not letting any excuses happen, and we're just trying to find a way to still get wins and elevate the program. So definitely, I think you feel like no matter what's going on, you always have a chance to win because you had your libero in the front row and 3 middles playing all the way around, and you still have a chance on top 25 teams home court. So what excuse could we possibly have?
Can you carry that feeling forward, even if you have more players available and aren't quite in those kind of dire straits?
I think we had that the weekend before against USC and UCLA, and I think that's why we were so good. Because I think the weekend before that, the Arizona weekend was so disappointing for us that we were going after it in Southern California, and USC and UCLA just happened to be the team we were playing. But I thought we were fantastic, and I thought that carried over against Colorado. Again, we didn't have a very ideal lineup against Colorado, and Colorado's a very good and hard team to beat at their place, and we found a way. And then Utah, I thought we were really tired in the first 2 sets against Utah. It looked like everything was empty, the tank was empty. And then we had that spark when Taylor got hurt. I know that sounds bad, but it kind of just changed things and kind of woke everybody back up again. And then, again, it was a matter of pride of, we're not going to get embarrassed out here, and we're just going to fight like heck, And so I think we have a really talented group that wants to be really good, and they showed it the last few weeks.
Did you see any extra camaraderie between the players and with them knowing that, there's no subbing out, you have to play with each other and you have to play every role?
Oh yeah, I just thought it was we played volleyball. Like it wasn't structured, it wasn't, here's where you're supposed to be exactly. It was more of kind of like a pickup game. Like when the guys go out and play basketball and it's just, they're just figuring out how to play together. That's what it was for us. It was just nothing was going to make sense, and you just had to get your eyes on the other team and just fight like heck and try and figure it out together. We took a lot more risks because we had to serve much more aggressive because if they were in system, it was going to be brutal. So I thought that was great. We served amazing, I thought, against Utah. And then Lindsay Vanderwhite has stepped up, and I thought she was amazing. She was incredible.
Turning point for her maybe this
year? I hope
year?
so, yeah. And she'd been playing well, and we've been working on some things offensively, but she just started calling for the ball, demanding things to happen, demanding things out of teammates. And Ronica Stone stopped worrying about, not being in the middle, and she just started going. And August, had a triple-double against Colorado. Like, she just knew she had to score more. And Cameron Tassett was phenomenal, and Sami Gill had her best match maybe of her career against Utah, where she didn't have anybody blocking next to her. So it's like, we're capable of so many things. I think we figured that out.
It's part of this week focusing on Cal and making sure that the attention's there that's needed instead of looking ahead to what comes next.
Yeah. Cal's a really important match for us, and Cal's a very good team. I think, when you play Stanford weekend, everybody focuses on Stanford, and that's absolutely not the case for us. We know that Cal's a big match for us, and for us just to kind of get a lineup back out there that we feel like, gives us a little bit more stability. And then, trying to kind of just get that juice back from that SoCal weekend, and just beating a good Cal team. They just beat Washington State. Mm-hmm. They beat Utah. They're in 5 against UCLA, among others. They're really talented team. So
Stanford doesn't mean as much if you don't beat Cal. You got to beat Cal to kind of set something up and make sure that the Stanford game is.
Yeah. As far as RPI goes, they all mean the same. A win is a win, a loss is a loss. You get bonuses for beating the higher ranked teams. But yeah, we need to beat Cal, and then maybe that'll set up, a chance for us to get after Stanford. But definitely, you have to win the first one. That's a big one for us.
You'll have better numbers this weekend.
Better numbers as far as people available. Yeah. We'll have more than what we had last weekend, I hope. Yeah. But I don't know how many, but we'll have more. Yeah.
The reason for the missing players kind of was that rule violation. Yeah. Do you mind talking about what happened per se, and maybe how that will affect the team this weekend?
So so the team made up rules at the beginning of last year of guidelines of how we're going to conduct ourselves on and off the court, and so a handful of people violated one of the rules in particular, and so that I stand by what we do as a team, and I think it's important for everybody to understand how serious we are. about being great. I have never liked our inconsistencies since I've been here. I feel like we can be one of the best teams in the country one day and then I don't even recognize us the next. And I think a lot of that has to do with how we handle ourselves off the court. So until we kind of get after that, and balance out the rest of our lives, we're just going to be up and down. And I'm just not interested in that. So if that means, they're suspended, you're suspended, and you're going to figure out if this is something that's important to you. I tell the team all the time, and I think, everybody actually understood that I meant it, that I'd rather have 6 people that are willing to give everything for this team than have 15 that are not sure about it. And so we had 6 people that were willing to give everything. And we lost, but we didn't lose ourselves,
And how long will those players be suspended for?
Say it again?
How long will those players be suspended for?
It varies per person. So we'll see who shows up this weekend. Okay. Not everybody's back yet. So, and we're waiting to see on Taylor, who hurt herself against Utah. So hopefully we'll have her back soon. But again, for her, this was what I talked about at the beginning of the year, trying to make sure that she got healthy, so that she could contribute for us in December. So same thing, I'll probably be pretty cautious with her coming back and making sure that we have her ready to go, come playoff time. You saw what she could do for us. So it'd be nice to have her when we need her the most.
In the last homestand, you kind of talked about waking the players up and making sure they know that they're here for the right reasons.
Yep.
Do you think having that shorter bench this past weekend and maybe not this weekend or so will wake those players up? Do you think that you've seen that?
I think I have everyone's attention right now. So we need to keep it there. And, they had teammates that were really upset. Lindsey Vanderwide, if you don't think she wants, all her best lineup out there, she wants them out there. She wants to win, So, I think there were some teammates that were hurt and disappointed in some of the other teammates' decisions. And there's nothing greater than disappointing your teammate, So I hope that we've learned our lesson, that we're mature enough to understand that we're not going to do that again.
It kind of touches on my question. How was the morale when you had to hand out, your own team suspensions? They didn't come from, an NCAA type of entity. Yeah. So what was the reaction as a team like?
Disappointed, a lot of tears. Again, this is just coming off maybe our best weekend. SC UCLA, where everybody thought, we're moving forward and we're going to be this top team. So then things come out, which life is life, and things happen. And again, the greatest thing I can give to these guys is life lessons and how to become leaders and, how to become great adults. That's really what I'm here for. Volleyball is just something that I get to teach them also. I know everybody loves winning, but I like letting them win at life more. And so I'm gonna hold these stands, and I'm gonna say that's not gonna be okay for us. And so I think it is important again that everybody understands that we have standards and we have the highest standards. And so we're gonna take care of each other and we're gonna take care of ourselves. So.
Coach, you touched a little bit on Cal, but they brought in a new head coach. Well, I guess not brought in, but promoted from within, and she's very familiar with the program. How have you seen them change the past year?
They're healthy. They just had one injury, but I think they're healthier, they're happier. They're working really hard. They're really confident. Their middles are tough, big, strong, physical middles, and they can get you down. I think their setters are much more consistent than they've been in the last couple of years. They have a really good player on the outside in Mima Merkovic, and she can do a lot of different things for them. So, our conference is so brutal. I say this all the time, but really all 12 teams are tournament caliber teams. So, you're getting a really good Cal team that feels good. So you better strap on and get after it,